Hey guys, it's annewithani here, and today we're going to talk about KWET's untold story arc, or her augmented story arc. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So for quite some time now, basically since the start of season 3, I have been wanting to film this video, and for some reason, I didn't know when the correct time was to film this video, but I have a spontaneous urge to just film this, and I think it will be really interesting and very insightful. So at the beginning of season 3, they were looking for an indigenous actress to be casted in the role of KWET, and as we all know, KWENTIO got the role. For the audition, they basically looked everywhere in North America to find the perfect KWET, and obviously they did. They sent out an audition script. They included 2 scenes, one that was in season 3 and the other one wasn't shown in season 3, and I thought that that was really interesting. I've kept the entire audition script since then in case I needed to refer back to it in a future video, and obviously here is the time to do that. And I did it in my season 3 trailer breakdown analysis video where I needed to refer back to the scene where Anne traded her scarf and KWET traded her ties. So now I'll read out from the script that we never got to see actually make it into the show. They might have filmed it, but we don't know. Either way, let's get started now. Wait, I'll put on my glasses for this, just so that I can read better. Okay, Scene 1, exterior forest, Mi'kmaq camp, dusk. KWET limps into camp. Her father Aluk stands. His eyes narrow as he takes in her hunched form. Aluk in Mi'kmaq, KWET, where have you been? Interior wigwam continuous. KWET stumbles into the wigwam and collapses on her knees. Finally home, she lets herself cry. Aluk follows her inside. Aluk in Mi'kmaq, I asked you a question. Where have you been? He realizes that she is injured. She cradles her right arm delicately with her left. Her face is scratched and dirty. Aluk continued, in Mi'kmaq, you're hurt? KWET in Mi'kmaq, no, it's nothing. Please, just leave me alone. Aluk sits beside his daughter, touches her hair, concerned. Aluk in Mi'kmaq, tell me what happened, right now. Beat. KWET, please. She hangs her head as she admits. KWET in Mi'kmaq, I snuck away while you were cleaning the fish. I wanted to play hockey with the white kids. Aluk in Mi'kmaq, you went into their town? KWET in Mi'kmaq, defensive. I just wanted to have fun, didn't think. Aluk in Mi'kmaq, you know they can't be trusted. Now KWET truly breaks down. She can barely speak through her tears. KWET in Mi'kmaq, they threw rocks at me. When I fell, they kicked me and laughed. They called me all of us terrible things. Okwanuk in Mi'kmaq, what's going on here? KWET looks to her father, eyes wide as she begs. KWET, please don't tell her. She'll be so upset. Aluk looks torn. Aluk, you need to explain what happened to your mother. She has a right to know. Okwanuk in Mi'kmaq, why are you speaking English? What did you say? KWET shakes her head, looking panicked. Tears still stream down her cheeks. KWET whispers, no, I can't. Okwanuk in Mi'kmaq, I demand one of you tell me right now what is going on and stop speaking in English. KWET shoots up to her feet, activated. She takes in her mother's fearful, concerned expression, her father's pain. It's too much to bear, and she lashes out. KWET screaming, I said no, you're not listening. I'm not a stupid Indian, you're stupid Indians. KWET bursts out in a fresh wave of tears and pushes past her mother out the door. KWET continued, I don't want to be an Indian anymore. Her parents stare after her shocked. So I can already imagine that this scene would have been very difficult just to film. It basically demonstrates the aftermath of a hate crime towards a child. Now the question I ask is, why didn't they include this in the show? I would like to suggest that even though this wasn't actually demonstrated in the show, we can infer that this happened after KWET saw the white kids playing hockey in the first episode. As we saw in the first episode of season 3, KWET got introduced by her wanting to play hockey with the white kids, and her father, Aluk, stops her. So in the scene where KWET gets introduced to residential schools, and in the scene where she's about to leave on the train, we see that KWET and her mother desire to assimilate into white society, while Aluk is more cautious about this.
وانك مكسوتي على ميمة جوينو
مو والدار دامي والله ميمة جوينو مش باكينا مسودي
And this may lead to the impression that what happened in the residential school is because of their decision. It implies that they had autonomy. It implies that they made this decision to send KWET to this white school to assimilate. But at the same time, they were falsely advertised because they were presented with the idea by Rachel Lynn, her husband, and Gilbert. Even though they didn't write the advertisement, but they still presented it. They presented the idea to KWET that she would be able to fit in with the white kids that she would be able to learn about their culture, learn English. Now, I want to question the way that the show represents residential schools. Does this suggest this inevitability to assimilation, falling into white supremacy because one desires to be white for the sake of being white? Or does it show that KWET wanted to go to the school out of self-preservation? This inevitability of falling into assimilation does suggest non-autonomy, but this untold story of KWET being attacked for being indigenous does show that she does do it out of self-preservation. It further emphasizes that because she wants to fit in with the white kids, because she doesn't want to be attacked for being indigenous. And as her mother says in the scene where they are first introduced to residential schools, so both her parents as well as KWET herself desired to be accepted, but not to be white, but to be indigenous. Even though she says she doesn't want to be an Indian anymore, the interpretation I got from that is that she wants to escape the hatred and the racism that she receives as an indigenous person. So I think the scene would have further portrayed that struggle, showing how isolated she felt. It also reveals this internalized hatred she has for herself because of how other people treat her, unjustly so. And while she tried to escape this racism and hatred that she suffered because of the fact that she was indigenous, she ended up having to go to an institution that treated her this way and even worse. She had to escape from that. She went and she did. And this term that I learned in my children's literature class when I was in second year English in university is survivants. It is this idea of resilience and survival kind of mixed together. And it is shown that there was this tendency in indigenous kids to have that within them because of the fact that they were so connected to their land and their families that even being in this environment, this cruel environment, they still kept something of themselves through their beliefs and through their spirituality. And what I think is really interesting in the show is how they portray survivance in KWET. She confronts the nun when she tells her to not speak her language. KWET says, "My name is not Hannah, my name is KWET." And even after she was abused in that scene, she still decided she needed to go home. She still decided she had to escape because there was this innate reaction in her to do that and to reunite with her family. In another video, I would like to analyze the scene where KWET gets taken for the second time in episode 9 of season 3. I found some really interesting filmic devices, especially with sound and music that they use in that scene, and I think that would be really interesting just to analyze and show you guys this tension between, survival, fear, and bravery, and all of that mixed into this climactic scene in the episode. Anyway, so I definitely think that they could have included this scene. Perhaps they didn't due to time constraints. I wonder if they did film this scene, if they ever decide to release any deleted scenes, if they have any, I don't know if they will ever admit that, but I'm pretty sure they do have deleted scenes because I remember Amy Beth once talked about the scene where she had to, vomit, and that was in season 1, in the finale of season 1, so I don't know if they will ever release that scene. I don't really want to see that one, but I would like to see this KWET scene. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I think this topic is very interesting. I haven't really dedicated a whole video to talking about KWET, residential schools, all these concepts that I'm talking about just in this video. This scene, I think, would have been really nice to see, but I would like to know why they didn't include it, or if it was just for the audition. Maybe it was just for the audition and I'm going overboard and analyzing everything. I don't know. But again, the question that I'm asking or proposing is, does the show present the idea of inevitability when it comes to assimilation for indigenous people, or did it imply that indigenous people did have autonomy? They did it out of self-preservation and not because they wanted to be white. I know you can kind of interpret it that way. If you see KWET going to the white kids playing hockey, you would be like, oh, she wants to be like them. And even in the deleted scene, her saying, I don't want to be an Indian. But if you look at it from the perspective of she's hurt, she feels isolated. It's not because she's not white. It's because the other kids are, being assholes to her. I don't know if this video made sense. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought. Like this video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you guys want. Follow me on all my social medias. They should be appearing on the screen right now. Please subscribe. because I would like to get to 13,000 soon. It'd be fun. I do have a channel membership now, so if you guys would like, please support me in this way. There are different perks that go with each tier. It would really help me out a lot if you guys can afford it, obviously. I'll see you guys soon with another Anne video or another whatever video, Cobra Kai, whatever. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!
I'm sorry I couldn't pull through. You thought I was a baby, so you told me what to do, and I thought I could do it. Now I'm feeling stupid.